Here's a fact: contact is everything in golf. And if you struggle to make consistently flush contact with the ball, you'll never play good golf or be able to truly enjoy this great game. But here's the good news. It doesn't matter whether you've just picked up a club for the first time or you've been playing for 10, 20, or even 30 years and just can't make consistent contact. All your contact issues, literally all of them, can be fixed permanently in just 10 shots on the range. Hi, my name is Martin Chuck, and right here, right now, I'm going to teach you a simple sequence for turning your fat shots, thin shots, and even whiffs into perfectly flushed shots that consistently hit the dead center of the club face, fly 15 to 25 yards farther, and instantly give you the confidence to play respectably well, even when you're paired with low handicap ringers, time and time again. So listen, I know this is a big promise, and if you're thinking, but Martin, I've tried everything to hit the ball consistently, I understand. But let me ask you a question. How many ball striking techniques have you tried were pioneered by a guy Tiger Woods considered to be one of the purest ball strikers of all time? I'd be willing to bet the answer is 0. Beyond that, how many of the ball striking techniques you've tried were proven not only in 50,000 lessons given to amateur golfers over 35 years, but also proven in live, documented transformations in over 1,000 novice golf academies, where lifelong beginners went from barely being able to make contact with the ball to hitting it perfectly flush in 10 shots or less? Again, pretty sure it's 0. That means what you're about to discover is unlike anything you've ever been taught before, because my 10-shot simple strike sequence gives you perfect flush contact. So you have the accuracy and consistency to shoot lower scores, even if you've struggled to hit the ball flush your entire life. And that's why I urge you to give me your undivided attention for the next few minutes, so I can walk you through this 10-shot sequence right here in this brief video, because I'm committed to making sure that after today, you never miss the golf ball again. So next time you step up to the ball, you no longer have to hope that you make solid contact. Instead, you'll have the confidence and skill to flush it every single time. No more overthinking, no more having to sneak out for a quick 9 when no one is watching, no more having to play by yourself because you're embarrassed to play with your buddies. Bottom line, you're about to discover the real root cause of your inconsistent contact and exactly what it takes to fix it forever. Because the truth is, everything you've been told about how to fix your contact issues is dead wrong. Things like keep your head down, make sure your left arm is straight, shift your weight, or keep the club face closed. All these things are like putting band-aids on bullet wounds because they don't fix the real reason you or anyone else on the planet has contact issues. And unless you address this one root cause, it doesn't matter if you spend 1,000 hours on the range, pay a fortune in lessons, or watch weeks worth of YouTube videos. Nothing will ever change. Just look at these players who've tried everything you've probably seen in magazines, websites, and YouTube.
I spend a lot of time on the internet watching countless hours of YouTube videos. Today, using Martin's simple strike sequence, I haven't missed the center of the club face.
With the simple strike sequence, it became easier and easier to hit flush shots. I was able to flush about 10 in a row. It was amazing. It was how easy it was.
And if it were just these two players, it would be one thing. But this 10-shot simple strike sequence works for even the most struggling golfers, including guys who've never broken 100, 120, or even those who've never stepped onto a real golf course in their life. And these golfers all had similar doubts until they felt the addictive feeling of striping a golf ball and having the confidence to never hit another fat, thin, or shank shot again. After completing my 10-shot sequence, these guys realized what you're about to discover, that all you need to do is go to the range, follow my simple strike sequence to a T. Then in 10 shots or less, you'll make the most insanely flush contact you've ever seen. So there's only one thing to do right now. Turn off all distractions, silence all notifications, and give me your undivided attention for the next several minutes. Because I promise you, your search for a solution to fix your contact issues is over, and the beginning of your better golf journey as a golfer who can pure your irons with laser-like control, sending every shot 15 to 25 yards farther than you're used to, and find the center of more fairways and greens than you've ever imagined. It all begins right now. But before I give you the sequence, I have to tell you how I discovered this breakthrough in the first place. You see, long before I coached major winners like Darren Clark and Mike Weir, and before I was known as the people's coach after hosting more than 1,000 golf academies, I used to shag balls in the range for the great Mo Norman. who Tiger Woods claims is one of the purest ball strikers to ever play the game. Mo would hit the ball so flush and consistently that I could literally sit in a chair out on the range, and every ball landed within feet of the previous one. Experiencing that up close taught me a priceless lesson, which I'm going to share with you here today. You see, as my career progressed, I ended up playing on the Canadian Tour. And while grinding on the tour was great, what I'm most passionate about is working with amateur players as a PGA teaching professional. But here's the thing. That's where I started seeing amateurs making the same mistakes over and over. Players hitting behind the ball causing fat shots, others hitting on top of the ball causing thin shots, and some of them couldn't even get the ball into the air. So while everyone wanted a lesson to gain distance, fix their slice, or just lower their scores, what they didn't realize is that without solid contact, you can never fix any of those issues. To see what I mean, just look at this. Distance, slicing, lag, and the list goes on. All of these issues require solid contact. That means it doesn't matter if you gain 15 miles per hour of swing speed. If you don't make solid contact, then that extra speed will go to waste. It means if you're trying to fix your slice, it doesn't matter if you dial in an inside-out swing. If you don't make solid contact, then you'll still struggle with a slice. And it doesn't matter if you're doing everything imaginable to gain distance. If you don't make solid contact, then you'll actually lose yards off the tee. Are you starting to see why most golfers never get any better? Because if you're not making solid contact, then nothing else matters. It's your ball contact that's responsible for improving all areas of your game. And that's why the #1 lesson I learned from Mo is, contact is everything in golf. And look, Mo didn't have a picture-perfect swing, but his ball contact, it was flawless, which is why he still landed every ball within feet of the previous shot. All right, so by now you know contact is king. But the problem is, when I ask my students, what have you tried doing to make solid contact? I always get the same answers. They'll say, I've watched a few YouTube videos on ball striking and I've been trying really hard to hit ball first, or I've put all my concentration on keeping my head down in the swing, or I focus my attention on just hitting the ball. And while all these things can help temporarily, none of these swing thoughts can actually address the root cause of your inconsistent contact. Let me show you why. In this image, it looks like the ball is going to be contacted at the bottom of the swing, right? Actually, that's wrong. And this misconception is the real reason you can't make solid contact, because the ball is absolutely not the bottom of the swing. That's so important, I'm going to say it again. The only reason you or any golfer on the planet ever makes poor contact is because your ball is not supposed to be the bottom of your swing, period. So what does that mean? Well, as you probably know, in your golf swing, your body is rotating and relocating, or turning and shifting, as some people say. And that means that the bottom of your swing at address is not the bottom of your swing at impact. Look at this animation. As you can see here, the bottom of your swing at address is the golf ball, which makes sense, right? Okay, now watch what happens in slow motion as the golfer starts to move off the ball. Can you see how the bottom of the swing is shifting in the backswing? Now watch what happens as it moves through impact. The low point, or in other words, the bottom of the swing is shifting and moving in front of the golf ball. And that's exactly why, unless you plan on swinging without moving any parts of your body except your arms, which I highly advise against, the golf ball will never be at the bottom of your swing. And that also means that if right now you're trying to hit the ball at the bottom of your swing, you'll always make poor contact, like fat shots, thin shots, and shanks. For example, here's how trying to hit the ball at the bottom of the swing results in a fat shot. You see, if you're intentionally or unintentionally focusing on hitting the ball at the bottom of your swing, your club will hit the ground, the low point of your swing, before you make contact with the ball, which is going to make you come up short of the green every single time. Pretty bad, right? Well, that's just the beginning. Here's how trying to hit the ball at the bottom of the swing results in a thin shot, which is why you're hitting low warm burners that barely get off the ground and scream across the green, leaving you in a worse position than where you started. And while fat shots and thin shots are probably the two most common contact problems, that's not where it ends. Let's look at what happens when you try to hit the ball at the bottom of your swing and you have an open club face at impact. Yes, that's what it looks like when you shank one off the hosel. Most of us know that horrible feeling where you have to look up quickly to see if anyone saw it before you hit your next shot. Is it clear why trying to hit the ball at the bottom of your swing is not what you want? I hope so, because until you get that, nothing else will ever matter. Think about it like the wheels on a car. Without wheels, the car can't go anywhere. It's the same in golf. Ball contact is the foundation of everything. So unless you make great contact, you can't go anywhere with your game. You'll remain stuck. That's why learning to make contact at the perfect strike point in your swing is so important. So you're probably wondering, well, Martin, what is the perfect strike point in my swing? The answer is simple, actually. With your irons, the perfect strike point looks like this. As you can see here, your club face hits the ball first and then reaches the bottom of the swing, creating a perfect divot in front of where your ball was. In other words, you're able to fully use your club face angle to send the ball higher and farther in the air. And guys, this is the key, because when your club face hits the ball on the way to the bottom of your swing, you're able to hit the perfect strike point on your iron without any grass, dirt, or obstructions between the club and the ball. The bottom line is, this kind of solid contact creates that perfectly flush sound as the ball screams off the club face, launching 15 to 25 yards farther and straighter down the fairway or at the green. And this is exactly why I spent the first 2 decades of my career perfecting a swing sequence that makes it easy for amateur golfers to hit the perfect strike point. Because as long as you're using this sequence, you'll make flush contact over and over, even with an imperfect swing. How do I know? Because I hosted an experimental group lesson for amateur golfers to put my simple strike sequence to the test. I had a dozen students show up, from absolute beginners to players who'd been playing for decades without getting any better. Players with all different types of swings. And I only had an hour, so I didn't have time to work with each student one-on-one, which is why I showed this simple strike sequence to the entire group all at once. Check out what happened. This guy's been playing for over 20 years. When he came to me, he was hitting way behind the ball consistently, taking a huge divot and chunking virtually every shot. Then after 2 minutes using this simple strike sequence, he flushed 5 shots in a row. I mean, look at this divot pattern. That's pure ball striking if I've ever seen it. And look at this student's results. He's played for 10 years and taken over 100 hours of in-person lessons, but was still hitting at least 7 to 9 thin shots around.
In the past, I've tried keeping my head down to avoid those screaming thin shots. Well, today, Martin taught me this simple strike sequence. I hit the shots flush. It just seems so much easier. I was hitting the ball another 15, 20 yards further with little effort. It was easy.
And while it's great to get fast results for experienced golfers like them, here's a student who just picked up the game last year.
I really wish this was the first golf lesson I'd ever taken. It would have saved me a lot of time and relieved a lot of headaches. Martin's simple strike sequence really brought it all together to me. I just was making very consistent contact, really the best shots of my life, and I've never had that sensation before. I would definitely say that Martin's simple strike sequence is the easiest way for beginners to learn how to make contact with the ball.
The bottom line is, by using the simple strike sequence, which fixes the root cause of your inconsistent contact, it immediately overrides all other bad habits, eliminating fat, thin, and shank shots. So you start seeing game-changing results after your next 10 shots on the range, even if you have an imperfect swing. Just like you see here, from poor contact to flush contact, over and over. This is how you go from playing bad golf to playing good golf virtually overnight. And here's the best news I've given you today. Just like the students in my group lesson, my simple strike sequence makes you hit the perfect strike point after no more than 10 shots on the range. And you'll not only be striping it in the dead center of the club face, making perfect dollar bill shaped divots, you'll also be hitting it 15 to 25 yards farther than you ever have in your life, leaving you with complete confidence as you stand over the ball. So by now, you have to be wondering how the simple strike sequence works. I'll walk you through it. For your first 5 shots, you'll use my no-turn backswing technique that lets you feel exactly where the club needs to be in your backswing, without having to think about the takeaway, club face angle, or any other confusing parts of the swing. It's so simple, if you can chop wood, then you can do the no-turn backswing. And it automatically gets your swing on the correct path for perfect contact, dials in your angle of attack, and gets you to finally stop focusing on hitting the ball at the bottom of your swing. For most players, if they only do this part of the sequence, they'll see a dramatic change in their ball striking, eliminating fat shots, thin shots, and definitely never whiffing the ball again. And that's already a big win. But like I said earlier, you have to follow this sequence to a T. And that's why the second part is so important, because next I'm going to have you use my low point control drill to automatically trick your body and arms into taking 5 surgical divots with your irons. And you'll do this without ever trying to hit the ball first, then turf. That's going to happen naturally when you do this part of the sequence. Because now that you have the club attacking the ball from the perfect angle and you won't be focusing on hitting the ball, you'll start collecting the ball on the way down and nipping the ground at the exact low point needed for flush contact, which might seem impossible at first, but once this part of the sequence gets your club hitting the ball at the perfect strike point, everything will fall into place. And you'll experience that highly addictive feeling of puring the ball in the center of the club face. Think about it. How good is it going to feel if you've been consistently making horrible contact, slamming your club into the ground before the ball, or thinning low worm burners barely reaching the fairway, to now finally flushing in? Watching your ball sail higher and farther than you've ever hit it before, it's the best feeling in golf. And you're about to be able to do that on command. Because after you've finished this simple strike sequence, you'll have the confidence to hit the perfect strike point every time. And you'll be ready to take your newly found pure contact out onto the course, where you'll be able to respectably compete with your buddies any day of the week. The entire sequence I just described can be done in minutes, but I'm not asking you to rush. Follow the sequence step by step and make every swing count. That's what makes this transformation stick. So you can go from beginner or an experienced golfer who's stuck right now to a player who's mastered the foundation of a good golf game, contact. So the only question is, are you willing to spend 10 shots to fix your contact issues? Contact issues that, if they aren't fixed now, will haunt you for the rest of your golfing career? Because guys, I can't say this enough. I believe it and I mean it. Contact is everything in golf. So let me show you how you can start using the simple strike sequence for yourself right now. In the past, the only way to learn it was to get one-on-one attention from me, like pros I've worked with such as Darren Clark or Mike Weir, or to book a spot in one of my exclusive academies, which can have a wait list of up to 1 year. But I realize that not everyone is able to do that. And remember, as I've said earlier, my mission is to help as many amateur golfers as possible go from playing embarrassingly bad golf to confident good golf. Something you can never do if you're stuck making poor contact. So I decided to partner with Performance Golf, the industry leader in online golf instructional programs. They're well known for producing high-end video training that not only looks good, but delivers results. So we took a professional film crew out on the course with us at the Raven Golf Course in Arizona to capture all the details of my simple strike sequence in high-quality HD video. Their team spared no expense using 3 $45,000 cameras, capturing multiple camera angles and slow motion shots so you don't miss a single detail. These videos walk you through step by step how to use the simple strike sequence to start flushing the perfect strike point so you can confidently play good golf anytime, anywhere, hitting it an extra 15 to 25 yards farther and shooting lower scores each round, even if you've been battling poor contact from the moment you first picked up a club. This simple strike sequence video series has never been released publicly. In the next few months, it's going to change hundreds of thousands of golfers' lives. I want you to be one of the first. You deserve that for sticking with me today. So right here, right now, I'm giving you instant online access to this simple strike sequence video training program. You're going to be one of the first people to say, Martin Chuck gave me the secret to flawless ball striking. And your buddies will be begging to know what you did. Because in less than a minute from now, you can watch this exclusive online video training from any computer, smartphone, or tablet. And you can watch it at your convenience anytime, as many times as you want, even while you're out on the range. It's like having me right there by your side. Actually, it's better than having me right there because I'm going to walk you through this simple strike sequence step by step. And I've covered every possible question you could have. Questions that we would never have enough time to cover in person. So you won't be let down like many lessons you've had in the past, where you think you've figured something out, then the first time you step out on the course, you forgot everything you learned. And those fat, thin, or mishit shots suddenly return with a vengeance. With the simple strike sequence video training, that will never happen, because you'll always have lifetime access to everything, and it's just a couple clicks away. Feedback on these video lessons has already started pouring in.
Yeah, so today, after learning Martin's simple strike sequence, I'm hitting it a lot more flush. I'm hitting it about 20 yards further and right in the center of the club face almost every time. Yeah, for anyone who wants to make ball striking simple, Martin Chuck's your guy.
Pretty amazing, right? Now I could just give you the simple strike sequence video training and send you on your way with the most consistently flush contact you've ever hit in your life. But as a new member of my inner circle, I not only want you striking your irons flush, I also want you to be dialed in off the tee. That's why I'm adding a special bonus when you get started today. That's right. I'm handing you the secret to mastering the perfect strike point with your driver, so you can add 25 to 35 more yards off the tee. I call this the Simple Strike Driver Series. This video series walks you through step by step how to implement the simple strike sequence with the longest club in your bag. See, after you finish hitting your first 10 shots with the simple strike sequence, you'll be puring your irons so well, you'll want to know exactly what to do with your driver. And this series shows you exactly what to do with the next 10 shots you hit on the range. Because just like with the irons, the ball is not the bottom of the swing with the driver either. And that's why inside the Simple Strike Driver Series, I'll show you one simple tweak you can make to your setup that will automatically have you hitting up on the ball, sending your drivers higher and farther than you've ever seen before. I'm talking about 25 to 35 yards farther, and that's not all. I'm also giving you the fastest way to fix a slice off the tee without changing anything about the simple strike sequence. Once you're hitting the ball farther and much straighter, you'll have everything you need to feel 100% confident to step out onto the course. And here's the thing, the Simple Strike Driver Series will soon sell for $97 on our main website, but today I'm throwing it in absolutely free. That's right. Since you've shown so much dedication to fixing your contact issues today, I want to be absolutely certain that you're also making perfect contact with your driver, smashing the center of your club's sweet spot time and time again. And actually, I'm only just getting started because, like I said, I'm fully committed to making sure that after today, you have everything you need to end up playing the best golf of your life and mastering all aspects of the game. That's why I'm throwing in another extremely valuable bonus. A free 14-day pass to our exclusive Scratch Club. Scratch Club is your all-access pass to never-before-seen video training from some of the world's top golf instructors. It's designed to give you a clear plan on how to drop enough strokes from your scorecard every month to have a real, respectable handicap. Because now that your contact is fully dialed, you're going to want a plan to get even better in other areas of your game. And as Hank Haney, Tiger's former coach, says, a goal without a plan is nothing but a dream. So if your goal is one day to get as close to your desired handicap as quickly as possible, then you need a plan. And you need to get it from the most qualified coaches in the game. That's what we give you inside Scratch Club. You'll be gaining insider access to score dropping secrets normally reserved for the most elite players in the world. From high-level coaches like James Sieckman, who's the #1 ranked short game coach in the world according to Golf Digest, Kevin Weeks, who's a top 3 ranked putting teacher in the world, Dr. Deborah Graham, who's one of the top 5 golf psychologists in the world according to Golf Digest. She's trained more than 400 tour pros like Freddie Couples and Lee Jansen. Brian Mogg, the legend who coached Y.E. Yang to victory when he defeated Tiger in the 2009 PGA Championship. And Eric Cagorno, who's given over 25,000 plus lessons and been featured in Forbes for his unique way of helping amateurs shave strokes from their scorecard. All these great players and coaches are inside Scratch Club. It's insane. The best of the best, all in one place. You can think of it as the Netflix of golf. Just choose the part of your game you want to improve, and you'll find a clear, step-by-step plan from some of the world's greatest teachers. Just look at what this high-level training is doing for other Scratch Club members.
Within the past 2, 3, 4 weeks, I'm seeing anywhere between a 5 to a 7 shot improvement in my game.
Since joining the Scratch Club, I've actually improved with my accuracy. I've truly enjoyed hitting the ball better with a better ball flight. I used to slice it, and now I find myself actually getting more distance from hitting a better shot, as well as my accuracy has improved as well. Used to shoot like in the high 80s, and now I'm shooting more in the lower 80s, and the guys that I'm playing with are more impressed with me now, and it's nice because I get to win, and you know, it's fun to have some money coming my way.
You'll love this part most. You get to take a full 14 days to see how incredible Scratch Club really is. If you love it, then do nothing and we'll keep you on as a charter member for a discounted price of just $29 a month, which will bill automatically. You can cancel anytime by emailing support@performancegolf.com. But if for any reason during your 14-day free pass you decide you don't want to continue as a paid member, then simply send us an email and we'll cancel it for you. No questions asked. And of course, you'll keep lifetime access to the Simple Strike sequence no matter what you decide. And that's not all. I'm adding in another insanely valuable, maybe even the most valuable bonus I can. When you join us today on this page only, you're getting exclusive access to a live stream Simple Strike Training Academy with me. That's right, you're not done with me after today, because I'm holding this live stream academy style bonus lesson to be 100% sure you've implemented the simple strike sequence correctly, just like those who were with me in person. This is worth far more than the price I'm going to ask you to invest in the entire program, because you'll be able to ask me any follow-up questions you want as we work together to fix or tweak anything and help you master the 10-shot sequence taught in my Simple Strike Sequence video series, while also providing the confidence-boosting validation that you have indeed cured your poor contact for good. Because if there's one thing I refuse to accept, it's mediocre results. That's also why I won't just be telling you the answers on the Live Training Academy. I'll be showing you anything I reveal streaming live over your computer or cell phone. You'll get details as soon as you enroll in the Simple Strike sequence. And you might be thinking, well, Martin, what if I can't make it to the live session? I'm glad you asked, because there will be a replay if you can't make it. And since most people have similar questions and challenges when it comes to their contact, even if you can't make it live, I'm 99% sure your questions or issues will have been asked and answered on the replay. I would normally charge $300 for a live stream, but today, when you get started with the Simple Strike sequence, it's yours free. That's 1 full hour or more to ask me any questions about your game live. But again, that's not all, because as much as I like to live stream, the one thing I love even more is being able to help you one-on-one at my Tour Striker Academies. That's why I'm really excited to give you this next bonus. Because when you say yes to the Simple Strike sequence today, you'll automatically be submitted into our drawing for an in-person Tour Striker experience. That's right, you have a chance to win an all-expense-paid trip to Arizona where you'll join me for a 3-day live Tour Striker Academy. That means you get to work with me and my incredible team in person, and we can take your ball striking, distance, and accuracy to another level. In just 3 days of working with me live in person, I'll give you more of my secret weapons for playing your best golf that will never be released publicly, and it won't cost you anything. All you have to do is, once you've completed the Simple Strike sequence and you're making the most pure contact of your life, just send a video testimonial to martin@performancegolf.com and you'll be in the running. Then, twice each year, we'll pick a student to hop on a plane and come see me here at the Raven Golf Club. And as if that weren't enough, I've got one more extremely valuable bonus for you, because you're also getting the confidential guide to ball striking equipment. When I say confidential, I really mean it. You must agree not to share the contents of this guide with anyone. See, after using the Simple Strike sequence, you're going to be flushing the ball so well that you may end up like many of my other students asking, Martin, how do I get the best equipment to improve my game even more? I can't tell you how many times I hear this, and rightfully so, because a lot of my players I see coming into my academy don't have the most dialed equipment to maximize their ball striking and distance. I'm always handing out advice on how to get the best equipment on the market today, and at a much better rate than you'll find in stores. You see, everyone thinks golf is an expensive game, but buying the right equipment for you doesn't have to be complicated. But what makes golf costly is actually buying the wrong equipment. Mismatched clubs, unproven training aids, glitchy technology, it's endless. But buying the right equipment for you doesn't have to be complicated or expensive. That's why I created the Confidential Guide to Ball Striking Equipment. It's based on years of research and surveys from members who've helped us pick the best performing gear for amateurs. Want to know the right set of clubs for you? Or the best training aid to fix a specific problem with your game? Or even the right shoes or swing technology tool or anything else? It's all in here. Not only will it help you avoid making bad purchases, which all by itself could save you thousands of dollars, but we've used our inside connections to secure significant discounts exclusively for new members of the Simple Strike sequence. The total savings from coupons available within this guide exceeds $1,000, which means this is literally worth way more than your entire investment in the program. But again, you won't pay a single penny for the Confidential Guide to Ball Striking Equipment, because it's yours absolutely free when you join us today. These bonuses and discounts are only available on this page for a very limited time. So you're not going to want to miss this, because I'm handing you the Simple Strike driving series that increases your distance off the tee by 25 to 35 yards. Scratch Club that gives you the perfect plan to reach your desired handicap as fast as possible. The live stream Simple Strike Training Academy, where you can ask me anything live. The chance to win an in-person Tour Striker experience where you fly out to Arizona and spend 3 days working with me. And the confidential guide to ball striking equipment with coupons worth over $1,000. That's $744 worth of bonuses you're getting absolutely free when you invest in the Simple Strike Sequence video training today. Given all that, the only questions you probably have at this point are, 1, what do I need to do to get started? And 2, how much is this going to cost? Well, fortunately, the process is simple and easy, and it's not going to cost you anywhere near what you may think. You see, I have students who fly in from all over the world to participate in my Tour Striker Golf Academies. These students are paying at least $3,500 to learn exactly what I'm going to teach you just moments from now. When you factor in travel, expenses, and hotel costs, well, let's just say they were paying a small fortune to work with me in person. And while I've been very lucky to have created one of the top golf academies in the world, one that's booked solid at a premium price, I know that attending an academy in person is not feasible for everyone. Plus, those rates don't help me reach the majority of golfers out there who are struggling with contact issues. That's why you're not going to pay anything near $3,500 today. In fact, you're not even going to pay the $744 it would cost for all of the bonuses you're getting. And while I think that would be a steal for all of the training you're about to get access to, I still wanted to make it even better. And that's why you're not even going to pay $197, which is the price this video training will be listed for on the main website. Because as a way of saying thank you for watching this video, I'm handing you the complete Simple Strike Sequence training series that gives you perfect contact in 10 shots or less, plus $744 in free bonuses for just one payment of $47. That's less than 3% of what it costs to attend an academy with me. To get started and put an end to your poor contact issues today, simply click the button that's directly below this video. You'll then be taken to our secure checkout page trusted by over 259,000 happy customers, where you'll enter your basic information. It only takes about 30 seconds, and once you're done, you'll be given instant access to our special members-only portal, where you'll be able to immediately view the step-by-step Simple Strike Sequence training videos, plus the Simple Strike driver series, have access to the live Simple Strike Training Academy, get a chance to win an in-person Tour Striker experience with me, and start using the confidential ball striking equipment guide, along with the advanced Scratch Club bonus training to drop your scores even more. Depending on what time of day it is for you, you could watch the training today, head to the range this afternoon, hit the 10 shots required in this sequence, and immediately make the purest, most flush contact of your entire life. And it won't just be once. You'll hit shot after shot, perfectly flush, over and over with ultimate consistency. Why? Because you'll have used the Simple Strike Sequence to eliminate your poor contact once and for all. And if you're still thinking, what if this doesn't work for me? Well, first of all, if that happens, you'll be an outlier. But in the extremely unlikely event that that occurs, know that you're also getting a 365-day flush it or it's free, 100% money back guarantee. Plus our unconditional refund policy. That means you can try this out completely risk-free and take an entire year to decide how much you love it. This is the most generous unconditional guarantee in the entire industry, so there's absolutely zero risk for you. When you click the button below to get started today, if you're not completely happy with how you're puring the ball with both your irons and driver, with the extra distance you've gained, and with how much more fun you're having playing the game of golf, then we'll give you every single penny of your money back. All you have to do is send us an email anytime within the next year to support@performancegolf.com, and our trained customer support staff will send you a payment for 100% of the amount you paid for the program. But I don't expect that to happen, because players are already using the Simple Strike Sequence to make the purest contact of their lives, and their handicaps are dropping like flies.
I've been trying to hit ball first and not being able to. Today I hit like 15 in a row, perfectly flush. It's amazing actually.
Let me tell you, my contact has never felt so good. Not only that, I was hitting it dead straight and farther than ever.
So if you want to be just like these golfers, then take advantage of this huge discount pricing and this 365-day no-risk money-back guarantee, and act now, because I'm only offering this special discount pricing for a limited time. If you come back to this presentation tomorrow or next week, there's a very real chance you'll be asked to pay the full $197 listed on our main website. So click the button below this video video and take advantage of this deal before it's too late. Because right now you have a decision to make that will have a permanent effect on your golf game. Like I said before, and I'll say once more, contact is everything in golf. Without the ability to make solid contact, nothing else matters, and the game will never be fun. So when you think about it, you really only have two options. You already know what happens when you choose the first option and do nothing. Your contact and ability to play respectable golf will be in exactly the same place 6 months from now. And I don't want that for you. So given that there's zero risk for you, doesn't it make sense to at least try this simple strike sequence? The same training has worked in my 1,000+ academies, and it's changed the golfing lives of over tens of thousands of students who I've worked with over the years. Because when you invest in the simple strike sequence, even if you consider yourself a terrible golfer, you'll immediately go from wherever you are now to a respectably good or even great golfer who can finish holes and entire rounds confidently. Play with groups that previously would have terrified you, and maybe even start taking money off your buddies who've told you to get some lessons before you're ready to tee it up with us. Because guys, this is the first and last ball striking lesson you'll ever need. After today, you'll be a golfer completely in control of your game. You'll be completely addicted to that sound of pure contact while hitting it more accurately and farther than you ever thought possible. And that brings us to the second option, which really makes the most sense. Because when you join me as a member of the Simple Strike Sequence video training, it saves you months or even years of suffering and still getting nowhere. Plus, it allows me to take all the risk for you. With my 365-day flush it or it's free 100% money back guarantee. So to get started with option 2, your next action is simple. Click the button below and complete the secure checkout page to get access to the entire training series so you can use the simple strike sequence for immediate results. Watch the videos, head over to your local driving range, follow the sequence, and watch what happens. Do all that knowing it's your one and only completely risk-free opportunity to eliminate poor contact for good. Think about it. I'm asking you to spend 10 shots to finally start making perfectly flush contact using the most proven ball striking sequence ever developed. And when you use the simple strike sequence, watch how long it takes before that rush of confidence starts flowing through you. The type of confidence where you can swing as hard as you want because you know that mishits, including fat shots, thin shots, and even outright whiffs, have been ejected from your bag. You are no longer a struggling golfer stuck in the range. You're now making solid contact on every shot. You're no longer taking mulligans or having to pick up because it gets so bad. You're now flushing dollar bill divots that send your ball directly on target, hitting more greens in regulation, and shooting the scores you've always dreamed of. With your contact dialed in, you'll have everything you need to start playing great golf. And you know what's more fun than great golf? You guessed it, nothing. Ultimately, the choice is yours, but whatever you decide, you've got to choose now. This presentation is ending as I speak, and if you come back later, I can't guarantee that the discounted $47 price or the bonuses or the guarantee will still be there. Click the button below this video to get instant access to the simple strike sequence today. Practice the 10 shots, then head out to the course and start playing the best golf of your life, guaranteed. There's really no need to go on struggling with poor contact for the rest of your life. There's no need to guess by trying to figure it all out yourself through years of trial and error. And there's definitely no way to play good golf if you don't have a proven plan for transforming your contact. So I've already done all the hard work for you. No more spinning your wheels. No more thinking that this game is too hard. And no more suffering from embarrassment, avoiding your buddies because you don't think you have what it takes. There are only 10 seconds left until this presentation ends. Grab the Simple Strike Sequence Training Series now by clicking the button below this video so you can start making pure contact for life. I'm Martin Chuck. Thank you for watching, and I can't wait to hear your success story.